Welcome back. If you enjoy my video, please like and subscribe. The night before Thanksgiving, 1971. A night many were looking forward to, eager to be with family and loved ones for the holiday. Little did they know this particular night would become etched in history for a very different reason. Rain battered Portland International Airport, a relentless downpour mirroring the unease that would soon grip the nation. Travelers rushed home, their faces etched with the anticipation of the holiday, unaware of the extraordinary events about to unfold around them. Northwest Orient Flight 305, a seemingly routine short hop to Seattle, was preparing for takeoff. But this flight was about to become the center of an enduring mystery, a puzzle that would confound investigators and capture the imagination of the world for decades to come. On board, a man in his mid-40s, seemingly unremarkable, settled into his seat. Dressed in a business suit, a dark tie neatly knotted, he appeared to be just another businessman heading home for the holidays. He sat quietly, observing his surroundings, and ordered a bourbon and soda, his movements deliberate and calm. He called himself Dan Cooper, a name that would soon become synonymous with daring and intrigue. No one suspected he carried a secret plan, carefully crafted and meticulously rehearsed in his mind. One that would not only make him infamous, but would also cement his place in the annals of unsolved mysteries. The plane took off into the stormy Pacific Northwest sky, battling the wind and rain as it ascended. Passengers and crew were settling in for the short flight, completely unaware of the high-stakes drama about to unfold, a drama orchestrated by the quiet man in seat 18C. Cooper's plan: extort a fortune, a king's ransom in unmarked bills, then vanish into thin air, a daring escape that would baffle the world and leave investigators scratching their heads for decades. This single act of audacious criminality would launch one of the longest and most frustrating investigations in FBI history, a case that remains open to this day. D.B. Cooper would become a legend, his name whispered in hushed tones. Part folk hero, admired for his audacity, part criminal, condemned for his actions. How did one man hijack a plane with such precision and daring? How did he leap into a storm at 10,000 feet, a black silhouette against the raging sky, and disappear without a trace? The question still haunts us, a persistent enigma that refuses to be solved. The lights of the city below twinkled, a beacon of normalcy, oblivious to the extraordinary fate of those hurtling through the storm above. Cooper's calm demeanor, the casual sip of his bourbon, masked the audacity and complexity of his meticulously crafted plan. The passengers were just travelers, ordinary people on their way home. Little did they know they were about to become unwitting participants in a legendary crime, forever linked to the name D.B. Cooper. The legend of D.B. Cooper, the Skyjacker who vanished into the storm, was about to begin, a tale that would be told and retold for generations to come. The date was November 24, 1971. The place, Portland International Airport. A nondescript man approached the Northwest Orient Airlines ticket counter. He calmly bought a one-way ticket, destination Seattle. He paid with cash, a sum of $20, a not insignificant amount at the time. He was assigned to seat 18C. This seat was located at the rear of the plane, a Boeing 727. He blended in, just another face in the crowd of travelers. He was tall, with dark hair, neatly combed. He wore sunglasses, adding a layer of anonymity. He appeared calm and unremarkable, the kind of passenger you wouldn't give a second glance. Shortly after takeoff, as the plane ascended into the gray November sky, he beckoned flight attendant Florence Schaffner, a young woman just beginning her career. He handed her a note, folded neatly. She almost ignored it, thinking it was just a friendly passenger offering a phone number or a casual greeting. Cooper leaned in, his voice low and serious. "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." The note was polite but chilling, a stark contrast to the terrifying message it conveyed. He calmly requested that she sit beside him so he could explain the situation. He opened his briefcase, revealing its contents, just enough to reveal red cylinders and a tangle of wires, a crude but convincing homemade bomb. Florence, despite the shock and fear, kept her composure. She excused herself and alerted the captain, William Scott. The captain immediately contacted air traffic control, relaying the unbelievable news. Flight 305 was being hijacked, not by a foreign power but by a man sitting calmly in seat 18C. Cooper remained eerily calm, showing no signs of nervousness or agitation. He was methodical, carefully planning each step, and businesslike, as if this was just another transaction. He didn't threaten or panic. His demeanor was unsettlingly controlled. He simply took control of the situation, dictating the terms with a chilling confidence. The crew followed his instructions, knowing the lives of everyone on board hung in the balance, knowing every move mattered, every word carefully chosen. The passengers remained unaware of the drama unfolding just a few rows away, told only of a mechanical delay, a minor inconvenience in their travel plans. Cooper's coolness under pressure, his calculated actions, added to his mystique, transforming him from an ordinary passenger into an enigmatic figure. The world would soon know him, not by his real name but by a moniker that would become synonymous with daring and mystery, as D.B. Cooper, a name born from a press error, a simple typo that would forever alter the course of the legend. The hijacking was underway, and the world was about to witness one of the most audacious and baffling crimes in history. Cooper's demands were clear: $200,000 in unmarked $20 bills and 4 parachutes. No political statements, no far-off destinations. Just money and a way out. He wanted the cash and parachutes ready in Seattle. The plane refueled for another flight. His instructions were precise, showing deep knowledge of aviation. While the plane circled, Cooper allowed the crew to serve drinks, even paying for his own. The FBI and airlines scrambled to meet his demands, every decision critical. Cooper's calm, almost courteous manner made the situation surreal. The passengers remained oblivious, the crew tense but composed. Cooper waited, holding all the cards. The stage was set for his next move. The world watched as the drama unfolded. After 2 tense hours of waiting, the passengers and crew were on edge. Every tick of the clock amplified the uncertainty, the weight of the unknown pressing down on everyone aboard. The minutes stretched into an eternity. Finally, Flight 305 landed in Seattle, the wheels touching down on the rain-slicked runway. The Boeing 727 taxied slowly toward the terminal, a beacon of hope in the stormy night. Authorities immediately surrounded the aircraft. They delivered the ransom money, a hefty sum of $200,000 and the requested parachutes, carefully packed and ready for use. The exchange was orchestrated precisely as Cooper instructed, every detail meticulously planned. The exchange was tense, a delicate dance between law enforcement and a daring criminal. One person approached the plane carrying the heavy bag of cash, moving with slow, deliberate steps, no sudden moves that could trigger a deadly response. Cooper inspected the cash, ensuring every bill was present and accounted for. He also inspected the parachutes, verifying their functionality and suitability for his audacious plan. Satisfied, he released all 36 passengers and 2 attendants unharmed, a gesture that added another layer of complexity to his persona. His focus was solely on the money, the prize he risked everything to obtain. He wanted a clean escape, a vanishing act that would cement his place in history. The flight crew and 1 attendant, Tina Mucklow, stayed on board, their roles far from over. Cooper ordered the plane refueled, preparing for the next leg of his daring journey. He then outlined a flight plan, a series of specific instructions that raised eyebrows. He demanded a low altitude, slow speed, landing gear down, flaps at 15 degrees, settings perfect for a parachute jump into the stormy night. These unusual instructions showed his expertise, or at least a calculated understanding of the aircraft's capabilities. The passengers were safe, finally free from the ordeal. But the real escape, the most daring part of the plan, was about to begin. The crew prepared for a flight into the unknown, their apprehension palpable. Cooper's plan was unfolding with precision, each step executed with chilling calm. The final act was set, the stage prepared for a leap into legend. The world waited, captivated and bewildered, for what would happen next in this audacious crime. At 7:40 p.m., Flight 305 took off again. Just Cooper and 4 crew members aboard. Tension filled the cabin as Cooper made his final preparations. He sent the last attendant to the cockpit and was alone. The crew noticed the aft air stair had been activated. In the stormy night, over southwestern Washington, Cooper leaped into darkness with $200,000 strapped to him. He vanished. No trace, no parachute, no body. The pilots felt a bump as he left the plane. They continued to Reno, landing safely. Law enforcement swarmed the plane, but Cooper was gone. He had stepped into legend, leaving only questions behind. The world was left stunned. The perfect escape, if he survived. The search for Cooper began immediately. The mystery deepened with every passing hour. D.B. Cooper had disappeared into history. The landing in Reno triggered the largest manhunt in U.S. history. FBI state troopers volunteers scoured the rugged forests of southwestern Washington. Helicopters' ground teams searched for any signed parachute money Cooper himself. The terrain and weather made the search nearly impossible. Days turned to weeks, but nothing was found, no body, no parachute, no briefcase. Cooper seemed to have vanished without a trace. The FBI interviewed witnesses, created sketches, chased thousands of leads. Could anyone survive such a jump? Most experts doubted it. Yet, without proof of death, the legend grew. The public was captivated by the man who defied authority and disappeared. D.B. Cooper became a symbol of mystery. The search yielded only questions. The case was far from closed. For years the case went cold, until 1980. A boy found $5,800 in decaying $20 bills on the Columbia River's Tina Bar. The serial numbers matched the ransom money. It was the only verifiable portion ever recovered. How the money got there remains a mystery. Cooper's black clip-on tie left on his seat was the only other major clue. Decades later, DNA and rare particles found on the tie suggested he might have worked in aerospace. The FBI investigated over 800 suspects, but none fit conclusively. In 2016, the FBI closed the active investigation, but the public's fascination never faded. The clues were few, the answers fewer, the mystery endured. Over the years, many suspects emerged, but none were proven to be Cooper. Richard McCoy Jr. pulled off a similar skyjacking but didn't match Cooper's description. Dwayne Weber confessed on his deathbed, but DNA evidence didn't match. Kenneth Christensen, a paratrooper and airline employee, fit some details but lacked proof. Other suspects included Lynn Doyle Cooper, Sheridan Peterson, and even Barbara Dayton, each with intriguing stories but no solid evidence. Theories abounded. Veterans, criminals, even a woman in disguise. Every suspect brought new speculation, but the truth remained elusive. The FBI chased leads for decades, but the real Cooper was never found. The case became a web of rumors and dead ends. The legend only grew with time. D.B. Cooper's true identity is still unknown. The enigma persists. D.B. Cooper's skyjacking became an American legend. His daring escape inspired books, movies, and TV shows. The case changed airline security forever. Metal detectors, locked cockpit doors, and the Cooper vein on Boeing 727s. He's the outlaw who vanished, the ghost who forced safer skies. Amateur sleuths still hunt for answers, combing evidence and searching the jump zone. The discovery of money at Tina Bar fueled hope that clues remain. Did Cooper survive and live in anonymity, or perish in the wilderness? The answer may still be out there, hidden in the forest, a file, or a family secret. 50 years later, Cooper remains an enigma. His story is a question mark in American folklore. The search for truth continues, the legend endures, and we're still looking for answers.